Hello again, it's Mr. Wishahi, and this is a continuation from our volume tutorial. Before we talked about rectangular prisms, but now what's different is look at the base of our shape. That's a triangle. This is actually called a triangular prism. It's three-dimensional, and the bases are made up of triangles. Okay, so you're going to really calculate it the same way, but you got to make sure you're using the correct numbers. In this case, we are only given three dimensions or three numbers. So I'm going to highlight the base of this shape. So that's going to be in yellow, my triangle, and the height of this prism, that's the line that connects my two bases. That's in this case connects my two triangles. I'm going to highlight orange just to kind of color code it. All right, so let's look at my shape. So again, the formula for volume is V equals BH, where H is our height, that's the orange, and B is going to be the area of the base. That's the area of this triangle right here. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate that first. 3 times 3 equals 9. But don't forget, to calculate the area of a triangle, you got to cut it in half. So now we're going to take that 9 and divide it by 2. That gives us 4.5. So that's going to be our B, our big capital B. Next, you're going to multiply it times the height of the shape, 6. So let's go ahead and use our calculator for this one. 4.5 or 4.5 times 6. That gives us 27. That means that the volume of this shape is 27 centimeters cubed. Remember, volume is always to the cubic unit. Alright? So again, you got to make sure you're using the correct numbers. In this case, it was easy because we were only given 3 values. Let's skip to this bottom one right here, because if you look at it, we're actually given 4 values. We're given 5 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 8 centimeters, and 12. This is going to be 5 centimeters because it's congruent to the one across. This is where we got to make a decision. All right, which 3 dimensions do I use? So I'm going to look at my base first. I'm going to look at my triangle. I'm going to go and outline my triangle. Go ahead and fill it in too. In orange, I'm going to outline the height of this shape. That means the line that connects my two triangles. That's going to be this orange line right here. Let's focus on the triangle, because remember, it's V equals BH. B is area of the base. Let me zoom out a little bit. Alright, I want to focus on the triangle. I'm going to look at my measurements. I want to calculate the area of this triangle. So I'm going to use my base. That's this bottom line right here. 8. Then I got to decide, do I use a 5 or the 3? Well, the height of the triangle is going to be this 3. I'm not going to use these diagonal lines right here. I'm going to use a line that makes a right angle. So I'm going to use that 3. So 8 times 3, that's going to be 24. But remember, since it's a triangle, you cut it in half. 24 divided by 2. That comes out to 12. Great, that's our big capital B. Now we multiply that times our height, the orange line, 12. And that gets us 144 centimeters cubed. Another way of doing it is you can go ahead and multiply your 3 dimensions. I could do my 8 times my 3 times my 12. 8 times 3 times 12. And then I could divide that by 2. Then I cut it in half. And I get the same answer. Okay, so the key thing to remember is when calculating the volume of a triangular prism is you got to cut it in half at some point, because it's a triangular base. Alright, go ahead and give it a shot on the other ones.